Hey, you guys, welcome back to HBP Spiritual. This is Simone, and I am back, you guys, with another message. So, gotta do that sigh of relief, right? So, we're all flooded with information, particularly on the news, around us. And for me personally, y'all, I don't watch the news. I don't watch it. I feel like that's the way, that's actually slightly an attack on us a lot of times because it's to gauge us into a space of fear. And what they often put on the news is fearful information, right? And one of those really huge headlines right now, I think we're all familiar with right now, is dominating our ear gates. And it's a big deal. And we all know how, if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, we get how they use information to pretty much create something else with it, right? And it leads from one thing to the next, right? They make one thing really huge just to lead down to another path, right? So we kind of get how this thing works at this point for the most part. So with that being said, right, we do know there's so many crazy huge public figures going through these wild changes and things coming to light that were in the light but not acknowledged, right? So I do say we are definitely in the Aquarius age, okay? Because a lot of things are about being in one's truth, right? And in the light of the truth is where a lot of things are navigating to, and truth being within with oneself, and also in rectifying situations that were deeply concerning and throwing off the frequency, so to speak, are like kind of moving out there, right? And especially crazy things to do with children, okay, innocent people, not okay, right? We have to make that very clear. It's never going to be okay. However, once again, these things are gateways to other things. Now, the reason I say I don't watch the news is because not only we kind of, after a while, you get the tactic of things, right? It's also about, I'm a strong believer in really keeping that closure of energy to be based on myself and what it is I want to experience. And if you're in any way like me, we're healing from things, right? We've overcame things, but we're still healing, we're still going. And just being clouded and flooded with information that doesn't allow us to truly stay on that track is not the way, okay? So just a reminder, the world we create is the one we're in the presence of, we've created, and the one we are thinking of, and our flooding our air gates with whatever's on the news is super not okay, right? We know how this stuff works. It's usually around the same time of year. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, right? And yeah. So I did come on here really to say something about our ideas of wealth. What is it? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? What is it to have wealth, to have riches, right? And the reason I brought up this news, because I really don't care for it to be on this channel per se. It's everywhere. But I brought it up because I was actually asking myself, like, okay, what's my idea of wealth? What's my idea of, gaining more in my life, and even my worthiness and connection to the things that I want to have in my life? Really asking those questions, right? Because in front of us, we have these examples of people accumulated a lot and they literally have no peace. And then I also know personally people who have a great deal of things and they have a lot of peace. Well, and I believe it's because they're literally operating in the space that they truly feel and desire they've wanted to for so long. Okay, I've been presented with both examples. And I will say I've had a point in my life where there was a path where I could have went different directions, but I'm grateful for the time I've gotten to do more soul searching, healing, and just evaluating what works for me, right? And my higher self, my purpose. Why am I here, right? And I'm okay with that journey. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being present enough to figure out what that is and taking my time. There's no rush. But as I was asking this, one thing came to me, right? So we all have that one side that wants to be crazy, fucking filthy rich, right? Gotta have everything, gotta have the nice stuff just over here, right? We all have that side, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, let's also talk about this part that came to me, y'all. So there's a scripture in the Bible, and I'm not going to be up here quoting scriptures like that because once again, I'm not pushing anything. This is a spiritual channel, but when something comes to me, it's if I'm asking source, I'm asking the universe, I'm asking God to guide me in something. The Spirit gonna bring it through, and this is one of the scriptures that was brought to me, and it says again, I tell you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter into the kingdom of God. And once again, I take some things not too literal, right? Clearly this is a metaphor, and to me this speaks of knowing that to want all of these things and to accumulate so much in life and not have done that soul work to genuinely say, what do I want? What's best for me, right? To feel that fulfilling feeling, for example, a person, hey, the goal is to lose weight, right? And somebody gives you an abundance of food, will you call yourself rich or will it work for you, right? So what is the goal? What is the overall agenda in life? Because not having a purpose and agenda or intention is surely going to lead into a path of destruction, which is why they say the person who is rich, it may be harder for them because consistently asking for more and more and more without appreciating what we do have can obviously lead to a path of confusion, right? And being actually led away and astray from what we truly desire and want. So when things are slow, like maybe that's a good point in time to evaluate why and what do I want and what's the purpose behind getting this next thing, right? And hey, hopefully that helps us manifest it faster, right? And just to be like a little more vulnerable here, like I looked at some parts of my life that I'm like, you know what, I really want to heal this part of my life, and do so realizing that what I'm healing from is something somebody else was dealing with, and I'm here to assist them in a way, right? Out of love, not so much to stay in it, and also to separate myself from what they're overcoming so that I can see it with a clear eye of, okay, me helping them along this journey is also helping myself, because that is a part of my foundation, right? But also, balance and doing it with the idea of remembering that, seeing those I love around me do well is also a part of, the wealth. So I am back, you guys. So yeah, just really taking the time to evaluate what does that form of wealth look like in my journey, right? Maybe just in the immediate future, but it's still a way of which I feel like I'm being true to myself and not just doing things for like the gratificational purpose of doing something. You know what I mean? It really is something that eventually we look back on and says, okay, this definitely does pour back into my bucket, right? And I think that just kind of gives it the bird's eye view of what the wealth we are carrying in our life is. Also, another thing too is, I remembered this song, and who was it by? It's called Stairway to Heaven, and I believe it's by Led Zeppelins, right? It's a band or a group. Very old song, and if anybody knows, you should definitely check it out. And it's a song really about how someone's on this quest to having the world of riches and success and fame, but all the while they're not really present. They're losing themselves in acquiring those things and not doing the work to really know who they are, losing their soul in the process. And if you look through the words, you kind of start to gather like that being the meaning, all that they go through for it, and time is really going by. So it's like, in a sense, to me, it's that sense of, what we ask for in life and what we want and what we truly desire. Is it something that we want because it satisfies us, right? Or does it satisfy the world externally? And because at the end of the day, we have to live with the decisions we make, right? And what we don't do as well, right? So we hold ourselves accountable on that end. And ironically enough, right, when I went on YouTube, okay, y'all, this the part. So if you go on YouTube, I actually put it on my page. If you check out the page, I like to put music up there that may reference certain I guess episodes on this YouTube channel, and that was one of the songs. And if you see it, okay, it says Old Tapes. That's the person who posted. It's called Old Tapes, and it's really huge. And the number of views on that is 144. Okay. Why did I notice that? And did it stick out to me? Well, I'm like, Old Tapes. Right? The 144. Okay. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But hey, listen, the signs don't show up for no reason. Okay. So maybe we are genuinely in a time and space where we have to sit down and really customize what is my idea of wealth. What right now is going to bring me the energy and the joy to live this life in a way that's truly resonating with who I am inside. And I know I am worthy of whatever it is. What is it? Like, where, what, and may the universe come to confirm what that is. May God confirm it, okay? So that we are in a path and on a path of great health, long life, wealth, right? And unity in the way that we need in our lives. So y'all, that is all I have for today. I got a few little glitches today as I was doing this. But I do want to tell you guys, I definitely appreciate you checking out this channel. It's set to grow. Like I said, I do all of this just from the space of my heart to do it. And I have a lot of information, right? I just feel like it's our job and quest here to ask questions, right? And to be able to also look at things from a bigger perspective other than just what they're handed to us to be, and falling into that trap of vibration that it wants to create, right? Like almost a rapture. So you guys keep doing well, stay resilient in being who you are, and knowing you're worthy of all things that you desire. And the same for myself, I am worthy of the life that I desire and want to live in great health. Okay? We gotta speak these things always. So, and live by them the best way we can, right? So thank you again for checking this channel out. So like, share, subscribe. If it resonates with you, take it. If it don't, leave it at the door. All right. right. Thank you guys and take care.